What up everyone, this is MandoAllDay back with another video, and in this video I'll be doing my cosmic trial for Iceman, as well as go over the build guide and the items I use shortly after. So let's just get right into the cosmic trial for Iceman without using any infinity points. So with Iceman, this is a summon build, so do keep in mind this is summon. So what you want to do is activate my A power, hit any target, and then from there activate my S power, D and F. Usually D and F go together because when you activate D, it builds a wall, and when you activate F, it shatters that wall, which does a lot of damage. Due to the talent that I chose, it does a lot of damage. So that's I guess you can see it's my rotation. So I guess it's A, S, and then D, F together right away, just like so. Then G whenever you can, does a lot of damage as well too. Now for signature in this portion right here, you kind of wait a little bit. Then once you get all the enemies towards center, then activate signature. And you can just do a lot of damage. And the great thing about the signature is that I have a talent here that increases your damage to your summon, which are the golems, by 100% for a small duration every time you activate signature, which is really good because again 100% extra damage from the summoners is really good. There you go, D and F go together. There you go. So first, for these enemies, just keep hitting the more difficult enemies. Kill difficult enemies right here. The more difficult ones, Hydra, Vulcan mechs, because they're obviously a lot difficult. So it's A, S, then D and F go together. We're almost done. And don't worry, trust me, you will be able to pass custom trial. The good thing with this build is I'm not using any infinity points, of course, like always. But there you go, signature. But the cool thing about it is that I have 2 uniques and 3 cosmic items. S, D, and F. We're almost done here. G, the good power, does a lot of damage, a lot of area damage. Then A, S, D, F. Boom, just like so. And then just do your damage, all your damage to this Madam Hydra, and that's it. It's really simple. The reason why I say that's it is because literally your summons would do all the work for you. As then D and F go together. The reason you have to go D and F go together is because in the cosmic trial, Madam Hydra and Red Skull tend to move when you activate, like example D, she'll move and F, and so you won't take advantage of that extra damage you get when you blow up your wall. So I highly recommend activating D and F shortly after, so you can take advantage of that. So this is gonna be easy. Attack this enemy, D and F. Then after that, go here. Once you stop moving, signature, golems do a lot of damage, and they're pretty simple. As I usually say, easy peasy. And honestly, it is, especially with Iceman and with the range and summon build, it's really simple. This is a legendary item grade 70. Yeah. So keep that in mind. So easy peasy. DNF. She moved. That's okay. Look at that. Look at all the damage I'm doing. And this is not even fully geared out Iceman, so you can just imagine. Oh, really? Right in the last hit or 2, more like 1 hit. It's okay. And let my summon golems do the damage to this Hydra bodyguard. And it should be not dead. There you go. Oh, look at that, easy. Collect this. And these enemies, same thing. A, S, and D and F together. G, there's a lot of enemies like right there. Well, there were enemies, not anymore. Do a lot of damage, area damage. It's a really simple rotation. Oh yeah, one thing though is that the unique that I'm using, which is slot 5, it is a bit hard to obtain, but you can use Iceman's unique. But I decided to not use his unique because I had that unique and I figured it would be the better choice for a summoner build. But Iceman's unique for slot number 5 is more than adequate. Target, hit at it, G. So not bad. He's fun. I like Iceman. I think he's a lot better now than he was before, because before the biggest update he was a bit weak. Very similar to Magneto in the sense that he was a bit fragile, but now he's more stronger. He can last a lot more. He can do a lot more, and not have to worry about your health so much. Like I said before, he used to be very, very weak. Now he's a lot better. So, good job, Gazellino, with Iceman. So, there's that wall right there. So just use signature right here just to get all the enemies. So it's fairly easy, especially with Iceman summon. I mean, I think that's it. That's it. And like I've always said it before, when it comes to ultimate powers, I highly recommend activating the ultimate after the first time you defeat the Sentinel. That way you can. Damn, look at my summon. They're behind that wall. DNF. Go. Look at all the summons I have here. The reason I have a lot of summons is 3 of them are Golem from Iceman, 1 of them from the Unique, I believe, and then the other Cyclops, Colossus, and I believe Wolverine is from his medallion. For those of you wondering. Perfect. Come over here, bring my golems and team up. What we're going to do is we're going to activate signature, and then shortly after we're going to activate ultimate power, because when you activate signature you get that 1000 damage bonus from the catalyst. So right here, then signature, ultimate, and just do your powers. Look at that, easy. And then come down here. Hopefully your team was following you. If not, don't worry, because Iceman does a pretty good amount of damage. Alright, go over here. So the rotation's simple. A, S, get close to the enemies, and D and F always go together. D, F. You get that explosion with that wall when you activate F, and then G whenever you can. And that's really my rotation. And just let your summons do all the work for you. Right there, and D and F go together, and boom, just like that. Easy peasy. So I'll show you guys here the items I used, and prove to you that no infinity points were used, none whatsoever. So pretty straightforward, and now we go on to the build guide.
Check it out. I found something really cool that only the bravest among you will want to see.
Now on to the build guide. So the first thing we're going to look at are the artifacts. So the first artifact is Shield Identification Badge. I'm using this for the +2 energy, the increase to ice armor, and damage rating increase to summon powers, as well as with a 12% chance to summon a shield agent to assist you for 30 seconds. Overall, really good stats for Iceman, especially for the summon damage rating increase to summon powers and the +2 energy, because Iceman's main attributes are energy and durability. So overall, really good artifact for Iceman. Next is Mole Man Staff. I'm using this for the damage rating increase to summon powers, attack speed increase, damage rating increase, brutal strike rating increase, and 1.7% summon ally duration increase. Overall, again, really good stats for this particular build, what I'm working with Iceman, which is a summon/range. For the medallion, I'm using Mr. Sinister's medallion. This increases your damage rating to summon powers, summon ally duration, but also I don't want to read everything here, but there's a small percent chance to, when you hit, to summon either Colossus, Cyclops, or Wolverine. Next is Ultra Icyclone Beam artifact. I'm using this for the damage rating to summon powers increase, critical hit rating, +4 energy, and when you hit with a power, recover 2 ice armor, and when you hit with an energy power, regenerate 20 health. Next is Iron Legion Armor Sheath. I'm using this for the damage rating increase to summon powers, +5 energy, brutal strike rating, and health increase. Overall, really good stats from this artifact. It can really help out Iceman. And for the Forge, 800 defense, and I have the Blessing of Beastmaster. This increases my critical hit rating, summon ally health increase, and damage rating to summon powers. And for the legendary, of course, Neptune's Trident. I'm using this for the summon ally health, the damage rating increase to summon powers, damage rating and critical hit rating increase, and so forth. I don't want to read the full rest of it, but this is an ideal legendary for summoners. And for the ring, I'm using one of the 9. If both, well, I read everything else and I read the first part of it, but everything else here it says this increases my summon powers damage rating. When you hit with a melee power, gain critical hit rating. When you hit with a range power, gain brutal strike rating. This also increases my health and summon ally health. And if both effects are active, gain Hydra's favor, which grants you 1 intelligence and 1 fighting for 10 seconds. The reason why I chose this ring is because of the summon damage rating to increase summon powers, and also for the health increase, but also too when you hit with a melee and range, you gain critical hit and brutal strike rating increase for 10 seconds. And this particular build, it's mainly range, but I do have a melee, so I felt like this ring would be ideal because again, I use melee and range, and I gain the extra critical and brutal strike rating hit rating increase. So yeah. And for slots 1 through 5, they're all Iceman. Slots 1 and 5 are his uniques. Because as I mentioned in the Cosmic Trial, for slot 5 I use Octobot Controller. It's a really hard to get sometimes unique, but you can use Iceman's unique, but I highly recommend using his Summoner unique because he has 2 slot 5 uniques. One's for Summoner, one's for something else, so I highly recommend obtaining the Summoner unique. It's kind of hard to explain, but I don't have it unfortunately, but you'll know what I mean when I have it, when you obtain it. But everything else, it's they're all his items, and slots 2, 3, and 4 are his cosmic. And for the costume, I'm using Iceman's all new X-Men costume. For Catalyst, I have her to wear increased I gain 10 more credits per drop, gain 418 health when you hit an enemy, damage rating increased to range powers, plus energy. Cosmic, gain a damage shield equal to 50% of her maximum health when you use a medkit. Sorry, this is was misinformed. I thought this was a catalyst and grants you 1000 damage rating when you hit signature power, but it was my mistake. It's another a different catalyst because I have 2 different catalysts. Well, I'll explain in another video, but I have 2 different catalysts. So this catalyst does not have that cosmic, which grants you 1000 damage rating when you use signature power. So yeah, that was my mistake. Crafted affixes, critical damage rating as always. Mutation bonus, after being crowd controlled, gain 2000 maximum health for 5 seconds. Not bad. But this also grants me 1000 defense rating. Visual, winter spotlight for 3 seconds when you brutally strike. Insignia, I'm using Insignia of Silver Surfer. When you hit with an energy power, you and your allies gain energy damage rating increase, area damage increase, and 1% cost reduction for 8 seconds. But I'm mainly using this for the health increase and defense rating increase. Maybe not the ideal insignia for Iceman, but it'll do for now. For Flourish X-Men, you can see right there. And for the pet, I have it to where I take 2% less damage from bosses, 5 more credits per drop. When you critically hit, gain 6% summon ally damage and 15% area radius for 12 seconds, and plus 3 energy. And for team up, I'm using Firestar. Now for the powers to use, top to bottom, left to right. Shilly Blaine, Ice Golem. Well, not really Ice Golem, but yeah, I'll explain that in a bit. Oh, sorry, Frozen Lance. My apologies. Work of Art. Flash Freeze, Absolute Zero, Signature, Glacial Wall, and Glacial Slam. And for Infinity Points, again, none were used. Now for Hero Synergies, Cable for the critical hit rating multiplier increase, Captain Marvel for the energy damage increase, Doctor Doom for the signature power damage increase, Magic for the health on hit, summon power damage increase, Rocket Raccoon for the summon power damage increase, Rogue for the health on hit, 1 armor on hit, Squirrel Girl for the damage to bosses increase, Star-Lord for the critical hit rating multiplier to energy powers increase, Ultron for the summon power damage increase, plus 1 intelligence, which is a bit irrelevant, and Wolverine for the brutal strike and brutal damage rating increase. Now I would probably change Ultron to something else, but this will do for now. Probably to maybe Winter Soldier because of the range and melee damage increase, but it is what it is. Now for the talents and traits, for the first row is Golem Mastery. This increases your base damage to your summon powers by 15%. Ice Golems summon 2 additional golems, and those golems will automatically join you in combat. So in short, this talent, what this grants you is increases your summon powers to gain a base damage of 15%, but also 2, you summon 2 additional golems when you automatically join in combat. So in short, whenever you're in combat, you automatically summon your golems, which is really good because it gives you more powers to be on your hotbar. Row 2 is Frostbite. Chill powers apply Frostbite. Chill powers damage decreased by 5%. Frostbite energy damage twice per second. Frostbite duration is 6 seconds. So what this does is any power that has chill, which is my main spender and I believe that's it, and my signature, gains Frostbite. It's basically damage over time and duration 6 seconds. So with this on, it just gives you Frostbite. And I chose this because, again, I use my main spender a lot, so I figured I wanted that Frostbite, that damage over time, to just continuously do damage to my enemies. Third row is Empowered Minions. Absolute 0 bonus effects. Increase the damage of any summoned Ice Golems by 100%. Summon 2 Ice Golems, Iceman clones, excuse me. Duration 10 seconds, unaffected by power duration. So what this does is, when you activate Absolute 0, which is signature, increase the damage to your summoned Ice Golems by 100%, but also summon 2 Iceman clones. So I don't know if you were watching my Cosmic, if you're not watching, but if you watch my Cosmic Trial video, or portion of this video, you'll see that I have 2 Iceman clones. And so what this talent does is when you activate signature, it summons 2 Iceman clones. The duration 10 seconds. So again, you have a lot of summoners when you activate your summon, your signature power. Hence why I chose this particular talent. For the fourth row is Follow My Lead. Base damage is increased by 15% for summon powers, which is really good because again, it's increasing my summon powers. Gain a 5% chance when you hit to summon a Iceman clone. There we go. Iceman clone status does physical damage, so forth, health, and so forth. And durations 19 seconds. So in short, what this talent does is it increases the base damage of my summon powers by 15%, but also 2, that when you hit, there's a 5% chance to summon Iceman clone. Again, you probably noticed that in my Cosmic Trial portion of this video. So that's where the Iceman clone comes into play, is because of this talent. And for the fifth row is Chilling Constructs. Effects that increase damage of summon powers now apply to Work of Art, which is my G power. Work of Art and Glacial Wall trigger a free Ice Slick at their spawn locations, which I'll show you right now what that looks like. And then Frozen Lands, so I'll show you that right now. So when you activate G power, you see the area right here, that's what it is. There you go. That is the Ice Slick. Now continuing on with this talent, Frozen Lance, which is my F power, and Arctic Wave will destroy any glacial wall, which is my D power, dealing 34 to 51,000 damage to enemies nearby. Alright, this kind of leads into my rotation, and as I mentioned in the Cosmic Trial portion, the way I do my rotation is really simple. Activate my A power just to do damage, and then from there activate my S power. You can start with S power because when you activate your S power, which is Glacial Slam, you kind of get into enemy's territory, or yeah, I guess you can say enemy's territory. So what I usually start off with is Flash Freeze. That way I can summon my golems, and then right after that, Glacial Slam. So it's Flash Freeze, Glacial Slam, and then shortly after is Glacial Wall. And as I mentioned, Glacial Wall, right after that, Frozen Lance. So it looks something like this. Does my summons, and then do Slam, and then just keep doing damage. Now as I mentioned, Glacial Wall and Frozen Lance, you want to activate those two together, because when you activate, let me see it over here. When you activate Glacial Wall, sometimes the enemy will move, and so if you activate it, Glacial Wall, and the enemy moves, and you activate Frozen Lance, you kind of miss the opportunity to do damage because of from this talent. So it looks something like this. So it's Glacial Wall. See that explosion? That's where this talent comes into play. So as I mentioned, my rotation is really simple. A, Flash Freeze, S, Glacial Slam, and then Glacial Wall, Frozen Lance together, and then work of art. Activate it whenever you can. It does a lot of area damage. So it looks something like this. And just do your main spender. And you can just keep doing it again. A, S, and then D, F. And just keep doing damage. And yeah, like I said, it's very, very easy, especially with Iceman Poe's biggest update. He's a lot stronger now. He has a better survivability for endgame content like raids and so forth. And yeah, that concludes my build guide for Iceman. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section below. If this video was helpful for you guys to get into Iceman as a summoner / range, again, leave it in the comment section below. Any requests for certain characters, leave it in the comment section below. If you want to keep up to date with my channel and support the channel, please do subscribe to my channel. Not only does it help the channel grow, but also means a lot to me as well. And yeah, that concludes my build guide for Iceman. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. On to the next one. Bye-bye.